come no one in this city will work on my cars? Like I couldn't find people to work on the car. Told me I should just throw it away, so I bought a new one because no one would work on my old car. So eventually it did something, and then one of the Pharisees traveled about 500 miles. I assume he's one of them, to pick up my dead car because it was worth all that money, I'm sure. Sounds like there's something more to it than that. But so I like in their plans to derail me, I don't think they realized that I had like backups. Like I had been building this system forever, and I had been openly being really honest with everything, acting like I could just openly say anything and everything and nothing would happen. But at the same time, there was like little things I wasn't really talking about, or really my rule is that if I say something, I've got to do something else, because things have gotten really weird in this world since I started down this path. And their ability to possess humans and stuff is like crazy. So I'm not sure, with the radio waves and the lights and all that, how they really do it and all this stuff. But man, it's like, and then so the new car instantly like started having a problem, and it was so weird because the first problem it started having like that night was pretty much the same noises and stuff that bothered me on the old vehicle. It just felt like a braking issue, and then there really was a braking issue involved, and who knows how that really happened, but that magically popped up on my car's fucking little thing in the fucking up here where it tells you in the dash. And so that magically popped up one night after I was at a concert for like 5 hours out of town. And then eventually that led to my brakes failing on me. But there was like reasons for that supposedly, so whatever. But then my car started doing other stuff, and like I took it to one place, and they're like, "Oh, take it to the transmission place." And then I took it to a transmission place that supposedly does like scans on your transmissions, called AMCO, on Cleveland Avenue. Which is like, I guess that's where you shouldn't go in this city regardless. But anyways, I took it there, and then they magically found something else they could charge me to replace, and I don't think that really didn't have anything to do with the problem, but I'm pretty sure they like sabotaged that part, so I had to pay for it anyways because it needed replaced now. I kind of get that idea because I just brought it back from a different shop who would have seen whatever it was talking about, and I wasn't talking about a noise in the upper front. I was talking about upper front left. I was talking about noise I was hearing in the upper back right, or in the back right. And so it's just like weird how I have to contact these like unknown people outside of shops to get my car worked on because no one else seems to know how to work on it. And I live in like a mega city. It's not like I live in a small hillbilly city. I live in like this huge hillbilly city, and fucking there's like millions of people here, and it shouldn't be so hard to like get something done. Just like everything else shouldn't be so fucked up all the time, I guess. But it's like there's this reoccurring thing where no one can work on my car and make me feel safe in my car and shit, and take care of whatever problems are going on. I literally got a new vehicle, well, not a new, but to me it's new, to do that, and I had to go out of state because I went to I started spending my money on taxis to go around town, And then, so I contacted these. I went to this one place, and I was going to test drive the vehicle first. And then, like, they acted all weird. Like, they didn't want me to test drive their vehicle. Like, they didn't want to sell me a vehicle. Never heard of anything like that before. And it's not like this is, like, really a Richie fucking side of town. Like, the Richie side of town is the Pharisees, Lex Waxner, Jeffrey Epstein's handler. That's New Albany. That's the real rich side. His other side is like a wannabe rich side. But still, like, the simple fact I'm even, like, can afford to get over there on their side of town says I've got a few bucks at least. But so then I was like, okay, fuck this, fuck Columbus, fuck Ohio, dude. I'll go buy a vehicle in Florida and shit. And that was like weird, fucking. But that happened, and then fucking got that dealt with. And then the car just started having more problems, and it's so weird. It's like shit just keeps happening. Like, all sorts of weird shit keeps happening to me ever since fucking I started hunting these people who, I guess, like, from the start they told me they were the Pharisees and shit, and that's like really the only name you get off with calling these people, because every other thing's been shamed, but the Pharisees has been associated with the Bible, so most people won't, like, most people might get turned off by you using that word, but it's like such a lost word that it really doesn't have the same effect that other words from the Bible has, because they don't talk about that word. They don't talk about the Pharisees and Sadducees because they don't want to, like, bring light onto this bloodline who controls the world and always has for like 5,000 years, and is planning on setting up their main base here in Israel and to rule the world from Israel. And so part of that plan is they have to bring America down to do that, which they've pretty much already done that shit. But just no one knows that because the veil hasn't been lifted. I mean, if you can do math calculations and you know enough about politics, then you, like, know that calculations don't add up, and that calculations add up to the fact that this nation is already collapsed. It's just not on the books yet, because they're freaking, what's that called when you alter the books or whatever that's called. They're doing that with, like, everything, right? Like, they're hiding inflation any way they can. And then they'll do stuff like attack Iran, and then the propaganda will be, oh, now the gas prices are going to be so high. But the gas price is just speculation. Oil price is just speculation. So what they end up doing in situations like that is they'll actually lower the price of gas generally. Like with Trump, they lowered the price of gas after he attacked Iran. But, I mean, that's a whole nother discussion about why he probably attacked Iran. Maybe Epstein blackmailed the government since they tried to make a show of him and tried to put him in prison and stuff. I really think that's probably why they did that recently. But after that, the gas prices dropped, and you could see this before. Like, the prices of stuff will, like, be falsely altered, or they'll like stall inflation. They've got all sorts of tricks. They've been doing this for thousands of years, but they, like, stall inflation. So they make it look like it's not really happening when it is. And like, some people are pointing out, like, hey, it should be happening like this. But, like, look, we're attacking these people. It's probably going to cause gas prices to go up, and then they magically don't go up. Or they're easing. They're doing quantitative easing at the Federal Reserve, printing more bills and stuff, and they slowly ease it in. I mean, they literally are calling this stuff quantitative easing. So I'm not being like a theorist here when I'm saying that it looks like they're slowly pushing in stuff, and then they time it with propaganda and stuff, so you can't, like, relate if they don't want you to relate it. So there's a lot of stuff going on like that behind the scenes, and they've been working on that for, like, thousands of years. I mean, that's what books say and stuff, right? It's thousands of years. I don't know if I remember that like 5,000 years ago very well. Maybe I should, right? Maybe I do. Maybe that's why I was born able to score really good on tests and read a lot and stuff like that. Maybe that's why they call me an advanced person, because I really was born with something like that. But I don't actually remember being alive 5,000 years ago, so I can't confirm they've been around that long. But they've been around since 1980 when I came into existence, or probably 82, 83 was my first thoughts. So my first memories, I don't know, but there's definitely something going on, and I just want to put that out there because it's so weird. Like the dude I'm getting to work on my car now has worked for the military, because you know how they all show off their stuff. So but it's like all I've got, right? I can call up tons of these people that supposedly exist on Craigslist and stuff, and almost none of them will contact me. It's so weird. There's so many listings for people who supposedly want to work really good for you, want to work really hard for you, need some work, but they never need any work. They never want to talk to you, or generally they just don't talk to you. And then they'll keep posting their posts too. Like after they don't talk to me, they'll post more posts and shit. So weird with the car shit. Weird stuff's going on all around me, and I feel unsafe in Columbus, Ohio currently. I feel unsafe with like anyone around me knowing where I'm at, or being able to get a hold of me. I mean, just like some weird, like I could go that, like if you looked at my posts like over the past 10 years, I talk about like situations and people, and I don't tell you people's names and stuff. I'm not like ratting out people. I'm just telling you like situations happen, and if maybe someone else can relate to that and they can see that and be like, oh, someone else feels that way too. I'm not alone. So you do that, and then you find out you really are not alone when you start doing that to people. Hopefully I was supposed to turn that. That didn't look right though. Yeah. So not using my GPS, but I still think they can track these devices without the GPS on. I'm pretty sure, I don't see how they can, because they can, you can locate other than that. But anyways, so all this weird shit goes on, and then I spend a ton of my money, normal people couldn't even live through this. Someone told me they went through stuff like this, and it's you would be homeless if you had to waste all the time and money I have to on these little games that are being played. People altering shit around me and stuff. It almost seems like in fucking cohesion, they're just operating fucking in sync and shit. Because everything will fuck up and shit, and then it'll be mostly pertaining to stuff that keeps me isolated in this city, which is not going to happen. I made it. I escaped to Florida last year, and so this year I'm just going to fucking dip off under the radar and shit, never going to be seen again probably, because this shit's getting really fucked up. I'm not sure what's going on, but I can tell you it's bullshit. I can't afford to live a life where I spend 2 out of 3 days a week, or 3 out of 3 days a week, or 4 out of 4 days a week explaining to everyone the same shit I just explained to him 4 days ago, explaining to like a handful of people the same shit I just explained to him 4 days ago, every 4 fucking days for months on end and shit, because they want to know what's going on. But it's like the same shit I told them fucking weeks before that and weeks before that and weeks before that, and it's like fucking, I don't know, dude. But like I got like a list of like fucking maybe 10 people who have been taking a lot of my time and altering a lot of my efforts and going against a lot of my efforts, trying to hold me back and stuff, like doing really detrimental shit to my life. Like I'm talking about going back to when I'm a child, like motherfuckers who were like detrimental in my life and not standing up for me and never, but they claim, they swear, they're like, oh, I love you more than anyone and all this shit and stuff. And they all like kind of swoop back into my life in 2020, and it's like, how did that even happen? Like fucking some of these people I haven't talked to in like 8 fucking years or some shit, and they all like you go down the fucking list I've been naming for 10 years, and like fucking half of those people have already popped the fuck back up in like pretty much 2020. And it'll be like it feels like a cohesive effort to ask me the same stuff over and over. So I spend all day talking about stuff rather than do it. And the fucked up shit is I try to tell some of these scrubs, or they fucking know that, hey, like, I might be homeless. Like, I need to, like, move on with my life and shit instead of just fucking sitting around and talking about my shitty life. I need to fucking start doing something to fix it. And people be getting pissed and shit. Like, ah! I can't believe you hate me! And I was like, I mean, like, serious, that's what's going on inside these people's minds sometimes, you can tell. Fucking, and it's just like, it's like all these concerted efforts to like stall me and stall like me moving forward in life, or even like attempting to like stand still. Like if I could stand still, that'd be like a pretty good point. That'd be a pretty good, it's always been a pretty good place. But like moving forward's obviously a lot fucking better. But the standing still shit, that's not going to get me nowhere, right? What the fuck, like, that can at least keep me here, but going backwards, there's not much further to go backwards, and once I go backwards, like, a little bit, my life's, like, really fucked. And, like, most of these people know this shit, too. Like, these are people who have been in my personal life and can tell you what the fuck I'm probably up to today, and they wouldn't be too far the fuck off, either, because they would be right. And so they know, like, I mean, and some of them know. Some of them just fucking know because they fucking know, and they've talked about it like 100 times now. And it's like, dude, I don't need to sit around and fucking talk to people about how much they love me and this and that and shit like that when I'm like being fucking like fucking terrorized and shit. And it just feels like it's more terrorism. Like I'm being terrorized even further or something on top of these outside sources who could be viewed as like a non-friend or a threat, but these other people like are like, yeah, I'm your best family member and all this shit, and or you remember me from 20 years ago and all this shit. And it's like, man, it's weird. It's like some of the shit is kind of like the same shit over and over. And one of these times I was like on some stuff that was like making my brain work better. And I was noticing this person was like stuck in a loop and they were saying some of the same stuff over and over. And like it was like weird and freaky. Like I kept talking to them too because I wanted, to see if it would change, and it didn't. That was weird, and that happened several times during my experiences too, and that's happened like in places I've been. Some of the same shit happens. So like I'm trying to like escape from fucking Death City here And people are acting like they need me to stay here, like, and it's like really bad negative energy, and like no one's working on my cars and shit. Or if they are, it's like it takes like weeks and who knows how many hundreds or thousands of dollars to get to the bottom of it. Fucking. And it just like there's all this shit trying to hold me back, and it just feels to me, to someone like me, when that shit happens, the most important thing in my life becomes to remove myself from that situation, from anything that's holding you back. Remove it. Right at the first sign you start thinking something's holding you back, you fucking remove it from your life. You move. You got to move forward, because some of these motherfuckers, it just feels like they're like demonic fucking possessions or some shit. Especially when people talk to you about shit they don't fucking know anything the fuck about that is relevant to your life and not relevant to anyone else's life. That shit gets weird too, and lets you know that there's possessions going on. But is it no one else? Well, I mean, someone told me they had these problems. Fucking, but that's bullshit, dude. Like, no one has like the time or the money to deal with all the shit I do. I'm just like blessed. Like, everything that happens to me, God's already countered that shit in the past. Like there's times that shit happens to me, and like 6 months or a year or 2 years before it happened, like magically that money appeared before it was needed, something like that. And or maybe even 10 years. And then there's times where shit like education has appeared like 10 years before, and it taught me, but no fucking, what's its use if I don't put it to use, right? I gotta move forward with all this shit. I gotta put all this shit behind me. And it's like, it's making me fucking crazy to see all this shit, but it's real. It's really fucking happening. And I've been documenting this for a long time. Like, I can't just like document shit and it like not be real. Like, cause it's really fucking happening. I've got most of these people on video. I started recording people like 8 years ago when people started asking me to hang out with Donald Trump. Like, I started recording every fucking thing. I have it all. If you're watching this fucking video, fucking, and you're one of these people, I have it all. You shouldn't have fucking ran your mouth. You shouldn't have fucking showed me your face, because you're showing whoever has access to my fucking data your face. And I've definitely picked up the trail of many fucking competing organizations. I've done this purposely. I contact them directly. I like send the fucking kings and queens of the world a little fucking message and shit with some videos of them and shit, something like that. Like, so I purposely have caught on to like all these groups and all these opposing groups, so they can like see what each other group is doing like around me and shit. If you want to keep me stuck in Columbus, you can do that. But it's really not going to change the fact that I've like educated so many of these people on their enemies. And like, while they may be my enemies too, I'm like softening each of them up. You can contribute to shit like that. If you just try. Like, no one else is doing it. Hello? No one else is really doing it. So you can be like the one who kicks the system and rebels against it, but there's some sort of sorcery going on in the background. These Pharisees are fucking wicked, and they have some fucking crazy fucking sorcery going on.